3 years ago today, October 15th, 2018, I decided to close down my betting account for the very last time, and still to the day, the account is still closed. This is not my normal sort of happy, humorous, educational video. This is something a little bit different, and a part of it is to help me to help you, because I've not spoke about this to many people, and this might be the first time some of my friends and family might hear the story. So let me take back 2018, October 15th. It got to a point where I had enough. I had a problem when it came to gambling. I didn't know when enough was enough. There was early signs, but I didn't really want to accept it. I tried to quit a few times before, but I couldn't get myself to quit. I opened accounts, closed accounts, different new betting accounts, different sites, and it got to a point where something had to be done. I was depressed, anxious, stressed, felt overwhelmed, and I felt a lot of pain back then. And a lot of this related to my work as well. And if you are someone who did work with me back then, or in the maybe a couple of years where I'm probably at my worst mentally and physically, I apologise, because you shouldn't have been put through that. I was a twat, simple as that, and I can't change that. But if I could help someone else to change themselves, that's more than I could ask for. I would throw tantrums in work, I'd be angry, I'd have strops. And bear in mind, I was 22 to 23, 24 at this point, and it was a lot of voices inside my head. I was battling some demons. I just felt like I was drowning. I was drowning inside my own head. I was burnt out. I was working silly hours. I just didn't put me first. It was scary because I read a book about Harry Finley where he talks about his addiction and his gambling problems. And I said to myself, I don't want to be like that. And thankfully, I never got to the same extent as him, where he lost houses, where he lost millions. I didn't get to that point. I never lost a house, never lost a car, never lost anything like that. But one thing I did do though was August 2018, a few days before we went to Ibiza, I sold my bike because I gambled my wages that month. I sold my mountain bike to go to Ibiza, and that's probably one of my biggest regrets, because it was a bike worth a few thousand and it got away very cheap. I was scared of talking to people because I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know who I wanted to talk to. I masked all my feelings in work, humour. Jane, I was drinking a lot. Didn't really go to the gym. Self-esteem was down. Self-confidence was, rock bottom. And it wasn't until I came back from Ibiza that I said I needed to change. Something needs to change. Like, I was at the lowest, really at the lowest of lows. And I promised myself, even though that I looked like I had everything, I was going on holidays, I had a nice car, going on regular nights out, going to festivals. I was very lucky to just get into a relationship with my current girlfriend as well. Everything was just a problem. Everything was problem. I was moaning about everything, the negativity around me. And if you were around me at that time, you'll know how negative I was. The negativity was ridiculous. And what I really needed was a reality check, someone to call me out, someone to call my bluff, if you like, go into betting terms. It dawned on me that I created this. I did this to myself. No one else created it. I could easily blame other people around me. I could easily blame relationships or something like that. But it wasn't. It was me who created this. And the only person that can change it is also me. That goes the same for you. You created whatever mess you're in right now. You are the person who can get yourself out of it. Open up and talk. It is the most difficult thing to do. And I know that firsthand. It is not nice to open up and talk to people about your problems, because you feel like you're a burden. You feel like they've got a good life. Why would you want to bring them down? You feel like you're putting your pain on them. You're putting all your emotions and feeling on them, and it's not fair on them. But really, there's people around you that can help. And I was very lucky to have met Charlotte, who helped me subconsciously. She never put pressure on me to do it. I did it all to myself. I set a challenge of doing 100 days without putting a bet on. And when it got to the 23rd of January, which was the 100th day, I said I'm going to do it till April, which was going to be Grand National Day. And I was like, you know what, I'll have a bet on Grand National Day. And it got to Grand National Day. And I felt, I'm doing okay here. I want to go to a year mark. And I got to the year mark and I was like, do you know what, I want to do it till Boxing Day. I was like, do you know what, got to Boxing Day, I was like, I'm not missing that feeling anymore. I'm not missing that feeling of that excitement of putting a bet on and then wanting to spend that much money. When you put a bet on, doesn't matter the returns, it could be 50 quid, it could be 500,000. That feeling of wanting to spend your winnings before getting it is real. And it's the same, a lot of you out there now do the lottery, but you're also searching for the same feeling. And when you replace that feeling with something else, and that's what I had to do, I had to change everything because it wasn't what I wanted and it wasn't helping me short term or in the long run. And a lot of people say, why don't you put a bet on now? I feel like placing a bet now would just be a backward step for me from where I am. It's very difficult to cut people off who don't help towards your future. Cut people out of your circle to put yourself first. Not saying close your circle forever, but close your circle until you're better yourself. And I used to live for the weekends sort of mentality. Like I would work and the 2 days off, I'd just get pissed, bet, stay up all hours, and for no good reason other than it was a feeling of fulfillment. But one question I want to ask you today, how far does it have to go for you before you ask for help? For me, I feel I was quite lucky that I broke down early on. Some might say early on, some might say too far, because I'd obviously been betting since I was 18. I stopped when I was 24, so it was a good 6 years. One thing I did realise when it came to my triggers, if you like, or wanting to place a bet, that it had to have 3 things. So unless it had time, money, or a source, I couldn't place a bet. So if I didn't have time, I kept myself busy, I couldn't place a bet. If I didn't have money, I couldn't place a bet. Or if I didn't have the source, so if I couldn't go to the shop or if I couldn't go online, I couldn't place a bet. If you take one of them 3 away, you cannot place the bet. And it's the same with everything. Same with trying to quit smoking, same with trying to quit drugs addiction, anything. You need them 3 things to do it. And if you haven't got them 3 things, then you cannot do it. Is it fair on your family? Like for me, I didn't see much of my family in this period because I was working. Is it fair on the people around you? Is it fair on your partner? Is it fair on work colleagues, friends? Do you know what I mean? There's more to life. There's more to life. Ask for help. And as I say, 3 years now, and I'm feeling really, really happy, and I'm very proud. And you should too. You should also set yourself targets. I never thought I could do it. Never. How far does it have to go before you ask for help?